Well, she's cuter than a Care Bear, tap dancing in a dollhouse made of puppies. I'm here tonight with Fox News Channel anchor Patty Ann Brown. Check out her boots. And he's so sharp, he can chop wood with his thoughts. I'd like to welcome a first-time guest. He's Larry O'Connor, Breitbart.tv editor-in-chief. And failure reeks of him. It's my repulsive sidekick, Bill Schultz. And he's so bright, the sun is told not to stare directly at him. It's Tucker Carlson, Fox News contributor and editor-in-chief of The Daily Caller. Sleeveless, and I'll wear them when I work out. Larry, welcome to the show. What do you make of this whole mess? It seems to be helping Mr. Cain. He's made $2.5 million in the last week or so.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's getting more airtime, that's for sure.
Yes.
I think that Newt Gingrich is kind of kicking himself right now, thinking, geez, if only I'd have played it smoother.
Yeah,
you know. Here's what I think. First of all, I do love the fact that earlier today on Fox News, Niger Innes said that he's outraged by the media going after this fearsome mandingo sexuality of Herman Cain. And I don't have a lot to add, but I just like saying mandingo.
I remember that. I saw that movie in the 70s. I don't have any memory of it, except that I really liked it. It was who was in that movie?
I don't know, but it was Mandingo, Tucker.
Don't you remember? Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares if Gloria Allred's a creep? Of course she's a creep. Are the charges true? Right. Did Cain satisfactorily answer the questions? I don't think he did. Did you upgrade her hotel or didn't you? It's pretty simple.
And also the politics here. I mean, you say that he's not qualified to be president. Even more importantly, he's not running for president right now. He's running for the opportunity to run against Obama.
But there's going to be an election in like 20 minutes.
No, I know that. And his team has fallen apart here. And don't they understand? They sent out this release saying that she's had all these financial troubles. Don't they realize the optics of that? They're basically saying, who are you going to believe? That poor woman who has financial problems or me?
And I like the guy a lot, but can
We've seen his foreign policy.
I think you'd be a better president than our current president.
I do it, although I don't have a flag lapel. My other point, you're absolutely right. There were a lot of flags there, and I get that he likes America. We saw his lapel, but can we stop with patriotism when we're talking about another P word? It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate.
What's wrong with her? You wouldn't be on stage with Gloria Allred. She's obviously a wounded, weird person. I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying that's not the point.
Right.
It's just not the point.
The fact that she was on more morning shows today than Yo Gabba Gabba cast, I mean, I think that tells you that she's obviously looking for the cameras. In fact, the fact that he said that he doesn't remember who she is, don't you think that cuts deepest of all?
Well,
that hurt her bad.
But also strange, since there are several witnesses that they did hug and talk at this event.
Can I put in? I don't remember much of anything before 2004.
This was a month ago.
I think he may have
Case in point.
He may have thought that she was the manicurist from Legally Blonde, and so that's where he got confused.
All right, I want to move on because this story to me is far more important and more. A lot of people, you were expecting a laugh from the Legally Blonde show. You should have gotten it, but you know what? I guess we were just so tired of the
tough
topic.
Room. Yes, really tough room.
From found one nonviolent stoner in there that deserved to go home before her.
Well, she's a nonviolent stoner, Greg. Not a nasty nymph, as you called her.
She hits people. Didn't she get in a hit and run?
But in a nonviolent way. Look, the key to this story was in the Associated Press right up to this, and it's, I think I'm quoting now, greatest line of the week. She was given an additional week to turn herself in so she could complete her nude photo shoot for Playboy.
Yeah, is that awesome?
Now that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a higher level of justice.
Yeah, I told you, I'm using that excuse the next time I get pulled over. And you know they're going to believe it because you're going to check me out and they go, you do work out. I could see you posing for any number of magazines, probably International Mail, the catalog. So, Larry.
Yes, Greg.
Thoughts? Well, are they going too easy on Lindsay or not easy enough?
Well, she was actually concerned. She was upset that she was only there for 5 hours because it didn't give enough time for her pruno to ferment while she was in there. A little pruno reference.
Nice.
Thank you. Well, you know, Breitbart is based in Los Angeles, you know, so we have people on the ground there following this whole thing.
Yeah.
And
you have people on the ground.
You have to, with Lindsay, you have to be on the ground because that's where she is.
That's right. And we know for a fact that actually Obama is behind all of this.
Oh, really?
A lot of people don't know that. But he's actually trying to get quick release of all celebrities who get into trouble. Otherwise, he'll have no one to do fundraisers for him.
Oh.
So he's very big with her and
I don't know what that means. I just want to make it to age 60 so I can see her at 40 because you know at 40 she's going to be like the third Simpson sister along with Patty and Selma. She'll be like it. She'll be great.
No.
And she'll have her own show.
She's already
Judge
gotten the trout
Napolitano.
lips.
See,
she's gotten the trout
like
lips.
that too.
She'll say,
right
she'll say it's not in the Constitution.
You're right about the freckles, though. I think that this isn't something you see in Playboy. Not that I would know, but Playboy, you don't really see freckles that often.
It's about freckles.
And there's something really wonderful about opening the pages. There's something intoxicating. The thought of a woman covered.
Shut up, you pervert. All right.
How many freckles?
Coming up.
Down there.
All right, I'm sorry.
Should you ever... We're not doing this story because we're going to do the other story that we didn't get to. Anyway, this looks like a porn film.
I mean, it's just gotten completely out of control.
Larry, we had a guy on last night, Gavin, who made a good point. He was very pro Occupy Wall Street, and then he said it should, if it had ended in 2 weeks, it would have been great. And he compared it to like the guests that won't leave a party.
Right.
Is there any way to salvage this, or will it be romanticized 10 years later as like there are going to be people that walk around going, "I was at Occupy Wall Street."
Well, no, because they have crappy music. See, back in the 60s, they had good music, at least, with these same kind of crap-ins. We've been cataloging these, over at the Breitbart sites. And John Nolte at Big Government has a list. I think it's up to 190 items now, individual items. It's called the rap sheet of things that have happened: arrests, sexual assaults, urine, feces. And the videos just keep coming. We're getting complaints because we're putting so many of these videos up on the sites. But, you talk about how...
You can actually have a separate channel
for
this stuff. And the problem with this whole phenomenon is it won't stop. Like for a show like this, it's not just that it's something that I find resonates with me because I believe that this is how radicalism ends. That it's interesting. It's funny stuff. It's weird stuff. But
we watch the live streams and I'm hooked on them. I keep watching them. But if you notice that it's happening, it really gets out of control only in urban centers run by a Democrat mayor or a liberal mayor in the case of New York.
Well, it's a ballless mayor is what it is. Bill, where people are the ones left behind.
I keep hearing that, though. Yeah.
There's one right across from my office, 15th and K Street in D.C. I go through it all the time. They're morons. They sit, one person gets up and says, "I know. We're not going to take it. We're not going to take it." Say the monkeys in the background. I mean, they're literally...
And the little down twinkles.
They're moronic. It's embarrassing.
But Tucker, at the Daily, I'm sorry, but at the Daily Caller, you have like reams and reams of great stuff on this, showing what's really going on. We've got it at the Breitbart sites. What's wrong with Pinch? Where are the New York Times articles about what's really happening?
Yeah, Pinch.
Well, Pinch can break something if we go to the camera. Well, according to a late-breaking news thing that happened, but right before we were airing, the New York Wall Street occupiers are planning on going to D.C. Walking to D.C. Really? You're welcome, Tucker. So that will decide whether or not the Panini people are being attacked by the occupiers or the crackheads. Because let's face it, the crackheads are only going to get to Jersey City.
I do think also, Tucker, it's important to note that whether these women are telling the truth or not, we now have enough accusers to make a Herman centipede.
Nice. Nice.
A conga line, anyway.
And we're back to Mandingo.
Lindsay Lohan. First of all, kudos to our guy Tommy O'Connor for calling out Playboy for its hacky overuse of the girl in a tractor on the moonshot.
Whenever you see that, you know it's a December issue because they always pull it out in December.
Yeah. Larry, you said Obama was actually behind Lohan's quick release so she could do fundraisers for him. In fact, in 2008, she volunteered to get involved in his presidential campaign, including she said she would host a number of events for young people. The campaign declined, saying she, quote, is not exactly the kind of high-profile star who would be a positive for us.
Wow. I'm actually surprised that they turned that down.
You would never have guessed that. Yeah. Tucker, nonviolent stoner, but as Greg alluded to, her original conviction was for driving under the influence a second time.
Yes.
Right.
She sees it.
Yeah, she shouldn't be driving, but I mean, I think it's not a threat for her to just
take her license.
Yeah, to grab her license. Get her a driver.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand about rich people in L.A. Why are you driving?
My guess is she ain't rich anymore.
That's exactly it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question, Andy.
Also, the worst drivers in L.A. are the people who are paid to drive. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. The bus drivers, the taxi drivers, horrible drivers.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get letters.
Don't worry.
And I'm actually friends with the guy who asked the question, but imagine the suck-up-ery, the throne sniffing involved in. Don't you think that someone as wonderful as you ought to be in office indefinitely? Don't you think?
And then the woman next to him who's just like angled her head just slightly. That's such a thoughtful question. It's so thoughtful.
Well, there were
really
rumors
about. Weren't
there rumors about the two of them back during the Clinton administration?
Who?
Joe Scarborough did
no, Mika, about Bill and Mika.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
there
were rumors about Mika going. I'm
wait
just
a second.
reporting rumors.
To be fair, there are rumors about every woman in Bill Clinton. Yes? Came up with that right now. Larry, those improv classes are really helping. Wouldn't a third term with Clinton be awesome? It would be.
For business.
He would get into a lot of fancy, fun things.
Yeah, let's remember, Bill Clinton was president before the advent of the cell phone with a video camera.
Oh, God.
See, things would be a lot different now.
Yeah.
It would, but, you know, seeing that, it's first of all, kudos for you for opening up Morning Joe to more people than have ever seen Morning Joe here at 3 a.m. on Red Eye. It was sad to see it, and what I really think that Bill Clinton should do is he should replace Hef on the Girls Next Door show.
Oh, that's a good
because
point.
Hef can't do it anymore, and Bill Clinton would be perfect. And that would actually, he'd cause more damage that way.
Obama was asking the French president to help stop the Palestinians' effort to gain UN membership when Sarkozy told Obama, quote, Netanyahu, I hardly met him. Terrible joke. Netanyahu, I can't stand him. He's a liar and a lawyer.
And a lawyer.
And Obama replied, you are sick of him, but I have to work with him every day. Tucker, I don't know if, you know, isn't that what everybody does when somebody says something? You kind of just play along.
They do, but reporting it just, I don't know, it feels like, you know how everyone was giving Herman Cain crap for going on the Kimmel show? Obama should go on Gossip Girls, because it has that sense of, oh, you don't like him, I don't like him either. Ooh, did you see what tie he was wearing? Ooh. He's the president of the United States.
But you know what? I guess I think maybe it was just like that's a thing you do when you're being polite. I do that all the time when people talk about Bill. Sometimes I'll just talk and say it to myself.
Yeah, I know he does, and that's always on air.
Yes,
actually,
it is.
there's a lot of video.
Caught on mic all
Exclusively, in fact.
Yeah.
Was there a question there?
You know, to follow up on what Tucker said in terms of, thanks, Bill. No, but in terms of our stature overseas, I mean, at this point, we have lower ratings. America has lower ratings in Egypt right now than when that evil George Bush was president, and that can only be Bill Schultz's fault.
It is Bill Schultz's fault. And on that note, we'll close.
Larry, special day today?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. PAB,
Oh, crap. It's my anniversary. Happy anniversary, Sabrina.
Yeah.
That's right. Today's Andy, thank you for reminding me. How did you know?
Did you marry your cat?
Sabrina's not a cat.
she's
a teenage witch.
She's not a witch. Where can people find you on Twitter, Larry?
Larry O'Connor with an OR at the end.
Okay.
All right. PAB, what was your...
Gosh, what is it?
We've lost him. We've lost him.